sort them out. If you need access to the building, we can either arrange coverage for an event, or if it's a regular event, such as the Girl Scouts, then we just ask you to sign in, and that person's responsible. I don't think this is a huge leap beyond what we already do. Again, more of a reminder, but it's now a resolution, what I'm hoping will be a resolution for the town staff and the extended employees that, you know, we have some incidents, we need to be security conscious in this day and age. I'm not asking for anything extraordinary here. Again, just some common sense and visibility. So I'll read it out loud, it's not that long. So the town board, its department heads, staff, and extended members of the boards and other employees adopt and enforce the following procedure. All Princetown town employees and elected officials, officers at Princetown Town Hall, identified as the building at 165 Princetown Plaza, Schenectady, New York, 12306, are considered private and will not be open to persons other than Princetown town employees or Princetown elected officials at any time during or after hours of Princetown Hall operations unless express written permission is granted by either the Princetown town supervisor or the Princetown facilities manager. Should there be a valid reason or business requirement for a Princetown town employee or a Princetown elected official to conduct business with persons other than Princetown town employees or Princetown elected officials at Princetown town offices, then they are responsible for supervising those non-town employees at all times and ushering non-town employees out of the private Princetown town offices as soon as that business is concluded. The private offices of Princetown are for conducting town business, or not for loitering. It is the responsibility of each and every Princetown town employee and Princetown elected official keep these officers safe by complying with this resolution. Again, we've had incidents where we've had installed security buttons, safety alerts. I'm not sure of the exact number, but again, this is some basic security, not only physically, but for our assets too. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Edwards.
Opposed.
Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joseph.
Yes. Identify and secure Princetown assets. Again, we're going to be looking to, as we categorize our town assets. Again, basically computers, desks, chairs, put it up on the web electronically, and with as much information, again, for insurance purposes as possible.
Mr. Town Supervisor, can I ask you a question, please?
I'm not sure if
About
our
this.
meeting's open for public comment, sir.
No, it's not a comment. I just want to ask you a question about the ordinance you just adopted.
I think we're past that, and again, this is not open for public comment.
Well, you've allowed other questions on other
Not during
resolutions.
this part of the meeting, sir. I'll try to be brief and read this quickly. Do I need to read it?
Sure.
I'm very comfortable with it.
Sorry.
All right. So, in that case, I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make it.
Is that John Lou?
Correct.
Did
Yes, correct.
I? Edwards.
Abstain.
Esposito.
Yes.
Jazinski.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Joseph.
Yes. I think that takes care of our business for the evening. I did forget, but well, we'll go to public comment first, but so again, we'll open the floor up at 8:37 for additional public comment.
Yep. Stephen DeNegris, attorney, and just a member of the general public, a comment about the resolution you just passed. I don't think you can prevent me from coming in as a matter of law, to take a look at your pictures and to read some of the town notices that are on the board and consider that loitering. And I think you've opened yourself up to a good legal challenge. Because I plan on coming here every day now, just to stand and read everything you have on the wall.
That's not the word, that's not what it says.
That's what it says.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it is, Counselor. It says exactly, precisely that. Now, this is my comment period. It's not for debate with you.
Okay, just so you don't miscategorize.
I'm not miscategorizing. I know what I read. And I just heard what the resolution passed. I think that you cannot prevent me from coming into, or any person in this room, from coming in here to stand around and take a look, read what's up on the board, and consider that loitering. So if that's what you consider loitering. I mean, or maybe you'll tell me what you consider loitering. Or if I want to come in here to visit an employee for a few minutes, I don't think you can stop me from doing that.
All right, thanks for your comment. All right, additional comments?
Vic Benson, Gifford Church Road. So I have a question about that. So did the ordinance say that you just can't walk into an office unescorted, or are you saying you can't even walk in, say, down the hallway to see the building inspector for a meeting? Because I'm wondering, if you have something for the building inspector, you can't get down the hallway, how do you logistically even get him to come out to get you? I'm just looking for that kind of detail.
So if you're coming in to see the building inspector, he can walk up and escort you back down.
How does he know you're here, Mike? If you're out in the lobby and he's down there on the phone, would you yell at him, or we gonna have a phone to call, or?
How'd you get through the security door in the first place?
Well, you didn't, because you're out in the lobby. How do you get his attention?
We have windows. We have lobby windows.
Enough for
People
code.
come.
No, he's down, if you wanna see Gino or the building inspector, they're down the hallway, sitting at their desks.
Carol,
You're out
could you-
here.
Carol, could you ring?
Carol's not here at night, are you?
So,
These guys work at 6 and 7 at night. You have to have some logistics to get, maybe put a phone out here so you can hit and call them or something.
Well, if the doors were locked, I mean, if you're worried about your offices, can't you just close your door? And then nobody
I-
would have,
that is an option.
I agree completely. People should not, general public should not be walking in and out of your office, any of the offices, but the hallways seem, I mean, if you have business to conduct, unless there's some other way to get someone's attention, those logistics should be figured into your plan.
All right, I mean, so,
There's also a public notice board that's down that hall that is open for the public to look at too, which is supposed to be made available.
So it's mostly just this hall, it's not that one. I take it that the restrooms and stuff are down.
right, and there's no security door there.
Yeah, the offices should be off limit, there's no doubt, but you gotta be able, and I could see that hallway too, but you have to put a mechanism in to be able to see who you wanna see, whether it's Gino or Carol looks through the window, that's easy, but even you, I mean, how does someone see you if they can't get down the hall? Unless they call you or something, I guess.
So,
I also think it should be on the record that that security door, the keypad, the push buttons, had nothing to do with Princetown Town Hall. That had to do with the judge and court security. And court security came in, and you keep, Mr. Joyce, you keep pointing to the security door, the keypads, all of that has to do and circle around court, not town hall.
appreciate your comment. So, we're looking for some reasonableness. After, sorry? So, if it's after hours and all the doors are locked, then Jan and George can prop the door open. I don't see anything unreasonable about that. During the day, when there's the full town activities going on and all the doors are open and there's sensitive materials around, in my opinion, the door should be.
Yeah, so during the day, you've got someone in the town clerk's office that can make that happen, I guess.
Yeah, but not always.
Yeah.
You know, I have other things that I do around the building. Someone could be out there for 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, I've sold to government for 27 years, banging on doors, and it's not unusual, you can't just walk around a public building and get in all the hallways and offices. Since 9/11, forget it. You cannot, with unless you have an appointment. So this is not unusual. I mean, counties, cities, state, local schools all of it, and it is about security. But you just don't want somebody standing out in the lobby that needs to do business, they can't get to the building inspector because they
Again,
can't get to them.
it's a guideline, there's
Put a phone
not,
in or something.
it's a guideline. We're asking everybody just to be a little more reasonable in watching security building.
Or put a phone in that says, for this guy, you push this button, for that, and they can come out and get it.
I think that's a reasonable suggestion.
A lot of times for code enforcement and for Gino, a lot of times they already have appointments, so these guys know that they're coming in.
Yeah, but you got open hours too that are published,
No.
not everybody has an
I
appointment.
understand, but they are aware a lot of times of who's coming
Yeah.
in. You
Yeah.
know,
So we can
we look?
try to work with our inter-office communications here and see if we can put a phone out there and they can buzz in.
Yeah,
Again, it's just
First
basic
step, yeah.
reasonableness,
yeah.
you know, this isn't, we're not excluding anybody, there's no handicap, you know, there's nothing, just basic stuff. So, just in case everybody doesn't know, we've had supposedly our vault broken into.
No, that's incorrect. I
Oh,
never
sorry,
said-
Cal, you're
I never
not
said
on the
that,
board.
don't put in, I don't care, I didn't say that, so don't imply that.
She can't talk because she's not on the board?
So, again, it's basic reasonableness. I just don't understand why it's an issue.
Because you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, that's why it's an issue.
All
All right, nobody should have, you go down to the Gill, I'll tell you, I do a lot of business at Gill and Town Hall. I can walk right into the supervisor's office anytime that he's conducting business, with not stopping at all.
Sir, who
So,
are you?
I've identified myself
I
before,
didn't
sir.
hear you.
I'm sorry, you'll
You
take
said
a
you're an
look.
attorney.
Take a look at the minutes then, sir. That's what I
Pardon me?
suggest. Take a look at the minutes. I'm under no obligation, I've said my name on the record before,
All right,
and since you always object to the minutes, take a look at them.
Thank you.
All right? But you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater on this, sir. And again, it says during the hours of business.
right.
You can't come in, unless you got it right, you can't come in, because you're a
I didn't say
lawyer.
that.
That's what it says.
No.
You can sit there and say, from the cows come home, and that's what it says. You're preventing people in the town of Princetown from coming in, even just to walk into the hall and just come in and see somebody if they want to. They can't do it under this ordinance. If you want to have security, have security. I can walk into the Albany City Common Council any time of the day or night when they're in business, with no stopping at all.
Thanks for your comment. Mr. Miller.
Just a simple solution to back up what he was saying. You can put a cordless doorbell so that if somebody's down there working and the door gets shut, but normally when I've been down here at night, the door is always open, it's not an issue when Gino or Dan are here.
Additional public comment.
Chris Whiteley, Pangburn Road. Can I be brought up to speed on the incidences that have happened in the building to bring along some of the security issues? And do we know exactly what failed in the bathroom to flood, so maybe we can prevent it in trooper barracks? And when you have the other meeting in, as far as the dog ordinance, you can take Mary Sue's comments and Mr. Bart's comments. Can we also add in the comments of people who work in the building that work with a dog in the facility, also for the ordinance?
So, I'm not sure where to start with the first one, but, so as far as dog ordinance,
The first one, what happened in the building, start with some of the stuff.
The urinal has.
No, the first one was some security issues. You said there were some issues in the building, that happened in the building, that you're going to implement some of these security measures. What happened in the building?
Mike's office was broken into when the shelves were scattered across the floor. That was one incident. The other incident was the air conditioner was tampered with outside. That was number two. We don't think that there was anything wrong with what the flood was. I haven't seen anything to indicate that there was yet, other than that the urinal failed, that electric powered on it, as Lisa stated. I don't know if she's still here or not, but that failed, ran continuously. I don't know if it was tampered with, it hasn't been taken apart yet, so I couldn't say anything on that. But if it was, we'll certainly bring it up to the town board. I do have the part and then they can have it examined. The incident in the town, in the trooper barracks, That's been an ongoing problem, as George can indicate. We've had water leakage up there, there was trays in the air conditioning units, there's 3 air handlers up in the attic, 5 air handlers up in the attic, and they were not installed properly when the building was built, which caused them, they were plastic and they kept tipping, and water was, when they were full of water, they tipped and the ceilings would collapse. So that had nothing to do with any incidents. As far as I know, that was just a poor design of the building. It's been corrected. It was last week, so the last 3 weeks it was done. So it'll never happen again, as far as I can see, the way it was corrected.
Mike's office was broken into?
Yes,
Is there a police report?
yes.
Really? How did they get in there?
Don't know.
You don't know how they got in?
Don't know.
Was the door?
I don't know.
Was something wrong with the door, the lock, the windows?
I don't know. I wasn't the one who did the investigating, so I couldn't tell you.
Did we obtain a report for insurance reasons?
Pardon?
Did we obtain that report for your insurance?
No, I don't think we did.
No.
Does the
Oh,
insurance
yes.
pay for the damage?
Pardon?
Does the insurance pay for the damage?
We haven't claimed it.
Mike was gonna repair it himself.
So your office was broken into. You didn't report the claim. And you're
So
gonna.
first off, there's no
you're-
claim.
You're going to
There's no
repair
claim.
the public building on your own.
What?
That's what you just said, you're gonna fix it. You're gonna fix it on your own, or you're gonna have it,
Right.
you're gonna fix it
The
on your own?
the shelves were knocked off and all of the books were scattered.
But if they didn't get in through the window or the door, how'd they get in the office?
I don't know.
Mike, how'd they get in the office? There's no way in hell you're gonna crawl in the ceiling. How did they get in? Was it really broken into, or did they just fall off the wall?
So, if you need to ask the state troopers, because they were here and they took a look.
Well, you're the supervisor of the town, and it was your office, so I'm asking you.
You asked me how they got broken into?
Yeah, if they didn't,
I
I asked you how
don't
to
know.
do.
The answer is, I don't know.
Okay, if it wasn't the window or the door, then how else would they have gotten in? Was something else disturbed, or you just had shelves on, falling off the wall? You had books scattered? Nothing else was wrong in your office?
Well, yeah, so the answer is yes.
So nothing else was wrong in your office, just books were on the floor and the shelf was off the wall?
Well,
Yeah,
you don't have to see it, but, so I am not